Good evening. Welcome to the Regional Radio Sports Network. We're broadcasting live this evening from the Y Camp Athletic Center on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana, inside the Gates Gymnasium. This is the Gates Automotive Classic. We're glad that you can join us. My name is Paul Condry, the longtime voice of the Bethel Pilots, alongside Pat Doherty. Glad that you can join us here today. Brad up there on the camera and all the details. Once again, thanks for being a part of our broadcast. Pilots coming off a solid performance last night, Pat, against Andrews University, especially in the second half, where they lit the world on fire behind a scintillating performance by Zach Miller. 9 of 12 from beyond the arc. In addition to that, career high 32 points. He was sensational. Pilots played with reckless abandon and with passion in the second 20 last night after a very, very solid performance by Andrews in the first 20.
Well, if you look at it, it's a tale of two halves. Andrew came out and hit the first 9 shots of the first half, and Bethel turned around in the second half and hit their first 8 shots. Zach Miller played a sensational game, 32 points, a career high. He also knocked down 9 3-pointers, second highest 3-point game made in Bethel history. Ryan Bales had 10 in a ball game, but a career high for Zach Miller in that aspect. But I think the tail of the tape was the communication in the second half for Bethel. They really worked to communicate with each other, to get out of the screens. They were contesting threes a little bit better in the second half, played a lot more solid of a defense in that situation. And you look at the outcome, and that's exactly where the Bethel Pilots want to be. 4-0, a chance to go 5-0 for the first time since the 1999-2000 season.
Pilots taking on Great Lakes Christian University here tonight. The Pilots have certainly owned this series in a dramatic way. They have absolutely taken Great Lakes Christian to school in the previous matchups.
They've scored over 100 points in the previous 2 meetings, Paul, and last year the 16th highest scoring game as they knocked down 126 points. And with the way this team can shoot tonight and get hot, look for another 100-point game for the Bethel Pilots. I just don't think Great Lakes Christian has enough to slow down the Pilots, especially as well as they're playing here in the early going.
It is a busy day on the campus here in Mishawaka and the weekend. It's homecoming alumni weekend, if you will. Not only do we have an exciting basketball game on tap here tonight, but we also, over in the Goodman Auditorium / Gymnasium, the volleyball team in action in the quarterfinals. Looking forward to advance to the Crossroads League Championship over there across the street. Play going on. Of course, the President's inauguration that you can hear right here on Regional Radio Sports this coming weekend. And we can throw in a Saturday matinee offering between the Pilots as they'll take care of business, hopefully, against the Holy Cross Saints. That should be interesting to see how that goes. That's a really, really neat situation there, because Regional Radio Sports not only the voice of the Bethel Pilots, but we're also in affiliation with Holy Cross College over there. So it's always neat to be able to see the 2 schools that we work with the closest to be able to be in competition with. Once again, live tonight from our broadcast location inside the Gates Gymnasium, it is the Gates Automotive Classic. I'm Paul Condry. We'll be back after this brief timeout. We'll go one-on-one with the Hall of Fame basketball coach of the Bethel College Pilots, Mike Lightfoot, joins us next right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings, so I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few, dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office, he was beaten. He started a business, he failed. He ran for Congress, he lost. He was nominated for vice president, he lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving the Michiana area for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy Road, Mishawaka, Gates Toyota in Scion and South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, the Gates dealerships have been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you are interested in becoming one of our team members, stop by our family-owned and operated business. For more information on Gates Automotive Group, check out their website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
College basketball here today on Regional Radio Sports, live from Bethel College. I'm Paul Condry with the skipper of the Bethel College Pilots, Mike Lightfoot, joining us. His ninth-ranked Pilots in action tonight against Great Lakes Christian. The Crusaders coming in at 0-3, Pilots unbeaten at 4-0. Mike, first of all, let's just kind of reflect back on last night's game against Andrews University. Let's give credit where credit is due. Andrews came out guns a-blazing, knocking off 3 consecutive three-point baskets. You find yourself down 9-0. I know with this game of basketball, you're not ever in a panic mode, but if the boys didn't get a wake-up call from the coach, they certainly got it from the opponent.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, not only the first 3 possessions, but I just felt like the first 15 minutes of the first half, they were able to get great looks and able to extend our defense, and they had no fear, which is a great way to play. I think that, they just came down and felt comfortable, and there wasn't a bad shot. And that when you come into a game like that, when you feel that way, and you've got talent, it really makes it tough. And Andrews, these kids know how to win. We talked about that before the game, that they play in national tournaments. They've won. The seniors have won national tournaments, so they know exactly what it takes to get there. And so I knew that they would not be overwhelmed at all by coming here and playing in a white camp.
A couple points of interest from last night. Certainly 9 of 12 from three-point range for Zach Miller, a career high. We talked about this once again prior to the ball game yesterday. If he gets his legs together, he's a pretty special player, pretty special shooter. And, of course, the 12 days off from the concussion, getting his legs, getting both conditioning. And, he's just really, I thought, really started to feel comfortable up and down the floor.
Yeah, he really struggled early. I think that's been some of the case of the concussion and not having a chance to be involved in the game as much. And I still think he's still not where we want him to be, but he sure has made a big stride here in the last week. You can tell that he's feeling a lot more comfortable and getting his shot off a little quicker and has better balance. And it's just a lot of it's conditioning, too, of trying to do the things we want to do at the defensive end and then knock down shots with people hanging all over him.
And once again, same situation with Landon and Travis, guys coming in and just playing in your shorts defensively, especially in that second half. The second half, not only did you shoot the ball real well coming out of the halftime, but defensively, I thought the intensity was off the charts.
Yeah. Well, Landon, I think Landon is one of the few players, I've had a few of them, I think probably a handful of them, that can control a game without scoring a point. And it's just so obvious that he can do that. He can control the game by playing great defense, and it's so obvious that, last night I don't think he even scored, but he's the type of individual who doesn't care about that. He wants his team to win and knows that he can do so many other things, and that's a credit to him and the character of him to be able to do that. But yeah, he sets the tone on that defensive end. He actually wore their players out.
Another things that we've seen that's happened over the course of the first 4 games that really kind of happened in the summer, not necessarily in the 4 games. A different Pat Edding, a different Travis Smith, especially at the charity stripe. Here's a guy who's coming in to tonight's game. You have to love this fact that he's shooting 80% at the line, where last year, if you're at 50%, it was you felt pretty good about it. But once again, they always say that athletes are made during their off season. There's a case in point for both those kids who did that.
Well, Patrick is another one that he's just transformed his body. He's had a dunk in every game so far this year, where I don't know if he dunked last year at all. And he's stronger, he's thinner, he's more explosive, and that the key to the thing with Patrick is just keeping him healthy. He's always got ankle issues and knee problems, and we're just praying that he can just stay healthy this year, because he's worked extremely hard on transforming himself to be an athlete.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the opponent tonight here, the Great Lakes Christian. Certainly 0-3 on the downside. To me, it's a coaching nightmare, because on paper, the Pilots are a much better team. Make no mistake about that. But that doesn't always, you and I are talking about before the game, doesn't always happen when you go out on the floor. Kids read the newspapers, they listen, they know what's going on, and this is a scary thing, I think.
Yeah, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you could build a team up and really say, good things about them, and that was probably pretty well known. Our players thought we were playing, the Bulls every night. And today, they can go online, they can find games, they can look at their stats, they can see everything. So, yeah, you're right. It is a different era where kids know just as much by just watching everything on the internet. They can watch games, they can watch players play, they know everything about them, which is a good thing. But in the same times, you can look at a team that hadn't won a game yet, and you got to say, well, maybe they're not as good, and there's a letdown. We can't let down. I felt like, we've got to take positive steps forward at this time of the year than anything backwards.
All right, let's talk about some personnel issues with Great Lakes Christian. What are your concerns with their student athletes?
Barry Vaden. I really like him. I think he's just a complete player. He's a guy that could play in our league. He just does a lot of good things. He can score, he can shoot, he can drive, he can penetrate. He's just a solid guard. I think the thing they lack is this size, so they struggle with people. They struggle with Grace's size. Miller really hurt them watching on film. So, you have to really look at that. And they play Huntington, I think, tomorrow night. So they're going through what we call the Crossroads League fire right now. I'm sure they're probably thinking, are we in the Crossroads League? So I think they turn around and probably got Spring Arbor later on. And, that's just part of, I'm sure, trying to make themselves better too. But at the same time, they played Grace really tough, especially the first half. And then Grace, it was their homecoming packed gym, and then they were able to pull away at the end. So we just know we've got to play our game, focusing on getting better. That's our pregame talk, is we've got to get better. No matter who we're playing, we got to get better.
Mike Lightfoot joining us here on the pregame show. We'll be back with Bethel College basketball right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
The Gates' promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen in action each day by the Gates family with their involvement in the local community. The Gates family has been actively involved with many of our local churches, colleges, and universities. The Gates Automotive Group is family-owned and operated and has been serving Michiana for 85 years. Now over to Paul and Robbie Lightfoot here on the pregame show.
All right, Pat, thanks very much. We're down here at Center Court. Robbie Lightfoot, the hardest working guy in this Bethel men's basketball program, behind the scenes, does it all, working beside Andrew Bowen and all the other technical aspect, puts together this unbelievable video that you'll see each and every game here at the Y Camp Athletic Center inside the Gates Gymnasium. And let's start with the Gates Gymnasium. Our good friend Bill Gates is going to be a guest coach. The 15th annual Gates Good Classics tonight, and we both have been great friends with the Gates family, Robbie, for years. You've known the entire group since you were just knee-high to a grasshopper, if you will, and what an amazing group of people to be associated with.
Yeah, it really is. You see Bill and his wife and his whole family, the Gates family, have just impacted Bethel College greatly, especially when there was a big need when Bethel basketball was needing to be outgrown. They outgrew Goodman Gymnasium. They needed a bigger facility. I know Darn.Y Camp stepped up, as well as Bill Gates, and we're now in the Gates Gymnasium where we can properly fill the amount of seats that it requires to watch the basketball. So if it wasn't for him, I know we wouldn't be here watching it in this gymnasium for sure.
Last night was opening night. The electricity in the building, between the hype and all the things that you guys have put together to get everybody excited on campus, it had to feel very, very gratifying for you to see this thing kind of come to fruition, because this didn't happen overnight.
No, yeah, it's definitely a process, and I know we've had a lot of people behind the scenes that have done a lot of good things. And the nice thing is about it, they're all alumni, and that's what makes it fun. Guys that I went to school with that just have a hobby and a gift that and a talent that God's given them, and they want to bless other kids with it. And so we just got together and said, well, how can we bless some of the student athletes here at Bethel College? And we kind of create an atmosphere that's a little bit bigger than maybe have outgrown our school, but we like to have it a Division I feel. It helps with recruiting, it helps with the overall feel, and I know our students really enjoy it.
Well, for someone who's been in the media 25 plus years, I can tell you right now, I've been to countless Division I schools, been to working with the National Football League. Robbie and Andrew and all the guys that are behind the scenes here. Natalie Young, who works with the rest of the sports information group. Collectively as a group, it's as good as anybody I've ever been around.
Yeah, it definitely is, and they're a fun group guys to work with. And like I said, we get down and we sit down together and we just talk about some goals and some ideas that we have, and we brainstorm. And I know Andrew Bowen is already working on the media guide for next year, and he does a wonderful job putting that together. And we collaborate about a theme that the team can embrace, and we just try to come up with ideas like, this year we're going to be giving away 100 T-shirts to every home game, so that's 12 home games, so we got 1,200 T-shirts. So it's going to be a fun, enjoyable, exciting experience, not only for the players on the court, but hopefully to get some students out here and support them.
Give us an idea as we're going to see this opening video here, and for those of you who may have missed the opening night scenario, kind of break us down through the vision of the video that's shown before home games. Over the years, you've done all kinds of things, including throwing my pipes in there from some things. It's been really, really neat to see how you guys have done it. Talk about how that's put together.
Yeah, well, we're actually limited in our resources. There's a lot of teams and a lot of teams in our conference that actually have a lot of video that they can go back, and a lot of times they're broadcasted online with multiple camera angles. We're not blessed with Notre Dame or Division I cameras that are all here like ESPN, so we're limited in how many highlights we can actually get. So we kind of come up with a storyline. So with the never outworked theme and motto, what we do is we just thought the best thing to do is just to get them working and working out hard, and so we put them in different positions from the weight room to the gym here working out, and then we wanted to collaborate and put them all together and show them that they're constantly being working out in a facility where they can continue to get better. So that's kind of the brains behind it, and then we just throw some music behind it. But it's just something fun, and we try to go around the kids' classes and their schedule, because it's tough between practices and their class to actually get some kids around to practice. So we had to do 3 different filming sessions for that, and got to where we wanted to, and we sit down and it's about a week process. We edit it and then we post it online.
People have no idea the behind-the-scenes work that goes on. Now, today's age of social media has created a whole new genre of employment opportunities, as well as it's created an opportunity for your generation of kids, if you will. Pardon the expression. You're still a kid in my mind. You always will be, because I've known you since you were knee-high to a grasshopper. But give us an idea how social media plays into it. As the sports information director of the men's basketball program, how are you using social media today in getting the word out about what the pilots are doing?
That's a great question, Paul. We're actually doing a lot more of social media than we have ever before. Excuse me. And basically for Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, it seems like you have to go with where your target audience is. The target audience right now for us is our student fans. So we have to go with what they do. So we know exactly where they're at, what they're looking at, what they like to see. So we try to do little glimpses and clips and 15-second videos just to kind of grab them and show them what they're doing, kind of thinking outside the box. But that's kind of what we're trying to do, is posting things maybe 4 or 5 times a day for a game day, maybe 1 or 2 times when it's not a game day. But we definitely try to post something once a day just to keep us on our radar, even in the summertime where there's not much going on. So we just know that people in the back of their minds are always constantly thinking of Bethel basketball.
One of my favorite moments of all time as the voice of the Pilots has been the opportunity that I had when we won the national championship, and having had a chance with Robbie Lightfoot and Ryan Lightfoot, both in uniform, sitting at the scorer's table down in southern Indiana, and watching the two of you, knowing this was going to be your last year and Ryan was just going to be coming into the whole scenario. I still have this picture on my wall at my office. It's a special, special moment. As you can reflect back on the opportunity to play with your brother, with Dad being the head coach, some of the special moments, and I'm getting emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah, it definitely was tough. I mean, when you didn't want to take that jersey off for the last time in the locker room, that's for sure. You just wanted to keep it on. If I had a chance, I'd want to wear it on the bus all the way home back to Mishawaka. But there's not a better way to go out than when you end your career on a win. I think a lot of people, the end of goal, no matter what tournament you're playing in, whether it's NCC or NAI or whatever the case may be, you always want to end your career on a win, and that's the thing we got to do. And I think just the process of going through it the year before, when Kyle Sears was a senior, I was a junior. 10-20 was our year, one of the worst years in Bethel history, and we signed a really good recruiting class in Wes and Ryan and Tyler Brown, and we just put a line in the sand and said, we're not going backwards. We have nowhere to go but forward. So from going from 10-20 to 21-15 was a huge jump, and that freshman group, they matured and grown, and it's amazing to see what they accomplished, being the NAI Final Four team, and 1 win away from the championship. But it's just really neat to see, and then to see Ryan come back and then coach and help Dad out and get the team back to where they're back, winning the conference tournament and back in Branson where they want to be.
Bethel basketball is all about family, and part of the first family of Bethel College, Robbie Lightfoot. He's the sports information director, great friend, and of course his brother Ryan, a member of the men's basketball staff, and of course Dad, he's a Hall of Famer. That's all you can ask for and then some. We're going to take a quick timeout once again. The Gates Automotive Classic here tonight, the 15th annual. We're glad that you can join us. We'll thank some of our fine sponsors. Robbie, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Once again, Robbie Lightfoot joining us. We'll be right back after this brief timeout right here on Regional Radio Sports.
It's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings, so I can spend a little and still save. Visit tcunet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know the Gates Automotive is the #1 seller of pre-owned vehicles in Michiana? Gates sells more, which means Gates can give you more for your trade-in. Stop by any of the Gates Automotive Group locations at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
And of course our coverage of College Buckets today presented in part by the Gates Automotive Group. Also want to thank our friends at Teachers Credit Union, a proud corporate partner of Regional Radio Sports. Beef O'Brady's, good food, good sports. Matter of fact, our crew just wrapping up the Thursday night staple, which is Beef O'Brady's. Matt Copsey and Adam Demery were in charge of these talk shows. We're here on a rare Thursday night game at the Gates Gymnasium. Our coverage also being presented in part by our friends at Cardinal Bus, the official travel partner of Bethel College Athletics. For all your travel needs, 800-348-7487. And speaking of Cardinal Bus, I saw our good friend Randy West. He is driving the women's basketball team up to Wisconsin right now on the Cardinal Bus. Our coverage also being presented in part by Hacienda Mexican Restaurants. Come fiesta with the besta. Chips, salsa chips. Which came first to your table tonight? And once again, anchoring our coverage, and our hats off to the friends at the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. If you think you have what it takes, call 1-800-MARINES or visit them online at marines.com. My name is Paul Condry. I'm with Pat Doherty, Tiny County, with all the details here this evening. As we're courtside, Great Lakes Christian is out on the floor warming up to my immediate left, coming in with a record of 0-3 with losses to Indiana University Northwest, 71-68. Got it taken out to the woodshed by the Grace Lancers, 100-58 in game number 2, and then they lost to Holy Cross 71-51. Taking a look at the Great Lakes Crusaders, they come in averaging 59 points a game, giving up 80 points per ball game. They're being out-rebounded by an eye-popping 23 rebounds per game, 53-30. They're averaging 16 turnovers per ball game. 9 assists, 3 block shots. They are shooting 62% from the charity stripe, 30% from the field, and 25% from beyond the arc. Conversely, the Bethel Pilots, who are in search of their 181st win here inside the Gates Gymnasium, they are averaging 84.5 points per ball game, giving up 66.5. They're out-rebounding their opponents 38.2 to 32.7. They're turning it over at a 15.5 per game clip. They're shooting 71% from the charity stripe, shooting an eye-popping 52%. Check that. From the field, 45% from beyond the arc. They're shooting helping it out at 16 turnovers per ball game, and 16 assists per ball game, and 9 steals per contest with 2.5 block shots on the table. There you have it. The Pilots in search of their 1,130th win. We're live here from the Gates Gymnasium on the campus of Bethel College. It's Alumni Weekend. We come down, we'll go on over to our starting lineups and all the details. Once again, thanks for joining us here. Great Lakes Christian 0-3, Bethel 4-0. Your feature matchup here tonight on Regional Radio Sports.
Boot camp, this is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admired so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you?
Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible, and today the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit tcunet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. My name is Paul Condry, on with Pat Doherty. Courtside from the Gates Gymnasium. College buckets today. Pat, taking a look at today's matchups as we set the scene for tonight's matchup here in the Gates Automotive Classic. Let's knock out some of those details before we throw the ball out and play a little hoops.
Well, once again, the Pilots are looking to start this season 5-0 for only the fourth time since 1999 in 2000 season when they welcomed Great Lakes to the White Camp Athletic Center tonight. This is the first game of the Gates Automotive Classic. The Pilots and the Crusaders will meet for the third time in program history, with the Pilots winning both of the previous matchups and scoring over 100 points in each of the ball games. When you look at tonight's matchup for Great Lakes Christian, you got to keep your eye on number one, Perry Vaden, a 6'2", 180-pound junior. His numbers are off the charts. A very, very fine player. He is the stat leader in 4 categories, including 15.5 points per ball game, 10 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2 steals. So when you're statistically heads and tails above everybody, that's the guy the Pilots have got to keep an eye on. Bethel, Pat, plain and simple, has to come out into today's matchup. This is a nightmare game for the coaching staff because on paper, the Pilots are a far superior group of student athletes as well as a program overall. But you've got to come out and you've got to play hard, and that's where Bethel has to do tonight. If they play with the same type of intensity as they did in the second 20 last night against Andrews University, it is not going to be a problem. However, the longer Great Lakes stays in the ballgame, the more confidence they're going to get. Pilots need to put them away early. I couldn't agree with you more, Paul. For me, one of the interesting points last night, as we talked about in the post-game show, Bethel was able to out-rebound Andrews University 43-20. That is something that, if they can continue to do that down the road, and which will be really tough once we hit the Crossroads League schedule, but against a team like tonight, getting those extra shots, being able to put back, and the communication piece that we saw in the second half that really didn't show up in the beginning. You have the guards be able to communicate on switches, making sure every shot is contested. Bethel did a really good job about that last in the second half, and it doesn't hurt when Zach Miller knocks down 6 3-pointers in the second half, and he has that opportunity to come out every night. Paul, when we showed up here today at 4:30, who was in the gym after a career-high night? Zach Miller, practicing, getting a couple extra reps in, and that's just the type of player that a lot of these Bethel kids are. They show up, they put in the extra work. We talk about Landon Booker doing one-on-one workouts with Ryan Lightfoot. Every one of these kids wants to get better. Their goal is to get back to Branson and to win a national title.
And as you heard from Mike Lightfoot, his praises of Landon Booker go above and beyond. When you say that you're only a handful of guys who can change the course of the game without scoring a point, that certainly bodes well for what Landon brings to the table. Our officials in tonight's game is Jeff Halstead, Michael Karsinski, and Jason Enrique, the guys who are going to be calling exactly the way I see it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Glad that you can join us here, just a few moments away from getting through to Brian Miller and our public address. Once again, appreciate you being a part of the broadcast here today on Regional Radio Sports. That's going down to Brian.
Your attention, please. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAI and the Crossroads League, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you as a participant, an official, or as a spectator to abide by these values by creating a positive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. Fans, please enjoy tonight's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps as Bethel College junior Chase Pinion will lead us in tonight's opening prayer.
Dear God, thank you that everybody could be here tonight. We just pray that you'll put your hand over the players as they play, that we'll have no injuries. I pray that we'll have a lot of fun and praising your name with the talents and abilities that you've given them. And I pray that the fans will cheer them on and not be rude to each other and just have a lot of fun. I pray this all in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Bethel Jr. Taylor Atkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. This is the Y Camp Center. Thank you for attending tonight's opening game of the 2013 Gates Automotive Classic, as tonight's matchup features the Crusaders of Great Lakes Christian and your Bethel College Pilots. Tonight's official game sponsor is the Gates Automotive Group. Let's meet the starting lineups now. Brought to you by Martin's Supermarkets. Count on Martin's for service and savings. First for the visitors from Great Lakes Christian. At one guard, a 6'2" junior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, wearing number 1, Perry Vaden. At another guard, a 6-foot freshman from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 3, Brandon Jones. At a forward, a 6'3" sophomore from Bay Minette, Alabama, number 11, Kenyon Pride. At center for the Crusaders, a 6'4" junior from Comstock Park, Michigan, number 32, Taylor Richards. And at guard, a 6'3" junior from Holland, Michigan, number 40, Kyle Downing. Head coach of the Crusaders is John Piercefield. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, BC fans of all ages, YCAP Brackers, let me hear you. Now is the time to make some noise. Now here's the starting lineup for your Bethel College Pilots. At one guard, a 5'10" senior from South Bend, Indiana, number 15, Landon Booker. And another guard for BC, a 6'4" junior from Greens Fork, Indiana, number 20, Matt Schuss. And another guard, 6'1" junior from Connorsville, Indiana, number 22, Zach Miller. Also at guard, 6'4" senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 34, Ryan Benner. And the man in the middle for your pilot, 6'6" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 41, Patrick Edding. Bethel coaches Tony Natale, Ryan Lightfoot, head coach, your pilots in his 27th season. A 1978 Bethel graduate is Mike Lightfoot.
Once again, thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports. My name is Paul Condry, along with Pat Doherty. Bethel Pilots decked out with the white shorts, white jerseys, the blue numbers trimmed in gray, with Bethel written in blue, trimmed in gray on the front of the white jerseys. The Crusaders of Great Lakes Christian decked out in the black shorts, the black jerseys, the solid white numbers, with blue and white trim on the side of the shorts on the back of the jerseys. Glad that you can join us here today on Regional Radio Sports. The 15th Annual Gates Automotive Classic, as the Crusaders will be moving from right to left on your screen, and from left to right will come your unbeaten and ninth-ranked Bethel Pilots. Here is Landon Booker right from the get-go on an automatic play as he scores. Great tip that time by Pat Edding. Pilots lead it 2-0.
That's a great read by Booker, and way to attack the rim here early, Paul.
And here's the ball knocked into the backcourt now. Brandon Jones had it slapped away by Book. Book nearly picked the pocket again. Three-point bomb, far wing, Brandon Jones. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be BC basketball. Great Lakes arrived about 50 minutes before we were going to tip it off here today. Late arriving group. And let's see if they brought their A game tonight. They're going to need it. Matt Schaus, top of the ring now. Zone defense inside. Here's the ball redirected off Zach Miller and out of bounds. And the Pilots will dig in on defense. Once again, Vaden, Jones, Pride, Richards, and Downing on the floor for the visitors. And over the timeline now, Perry Vaden from Project State High School up in Milwaukee. Over here to the near side now to Downing. Downing cross court sitting out of Vaden. Vaden backs it out of harm's way. Back here to the near wing, it's Jones. Jones cross court sitting out of Vaden. Now on the right wing now, Kyle Downing. Downing on the drive, traveled with a basketball. We want to thank our friends at Cardinal Bus. Randy West taking the women's team up to Bitterboot tonight. Be safe up there, guys. 800-348-7487. Cardinal Bus.
That's a turnover apiece for either team here in the first minute.
Here is Matt Schaus with the basketball. Now here top of the circle, looking at the 2-3 zone defense. Matt, fortunate he didn't get called for a travel there because he drug up pivot foot. Here's Landon Booker at the point now. Bounce pass to Schaus. Into the corner, Zach Miller. Miller looking for some help. Comes back to Schaus on the right wing. Matt on the dribble. Comes back here to the right side now to Zach Miller. Miller inside now to Pat Edding. Pat looking for some help. Turns and squares. Drives across the lane. Jump pass now to Matt Schaus. 7 on the shot clock. Landon Booker. Jump pass to Zach. 3 on the way. Pick it up where he left off. 5-0 in favor of the Pilots as Zach mounts the three-point bomb.
And way to use the whole shot clock and great ball movement by the Pilots.
Very, very patient offensively. Keenan Pry goes right side now to Kyle Downing. Downing jump shot is on the way, no good. Clanks off the iron into the hands of Ryan Benner. Up court quickly now. Here's Landon Booker. Booker at the near wing. Drives, lost the handle on it. Turnover Landon. Back the other way comes Keenan Pride. Here running one-hander in the lane. He banks it up and in. 5-2 in favor of the Pilots as Great Lakes is on the board at the 17:57 mark. Matt Schaus with the crossover. Bounce pass to the left side now to Zach Miller. Now to Landon Booker on the near wing. Landon will load up the triple and bury the triple. Landon Booker, 2 for 4 on the season now from downtown, and it's now an 8-2 Bethel lead.
No points last night, 5-0 ready tonight, Paul.
with a basketball here right side now. Kyle Downey, he launches the triple. It caroms off the iron and hits harmlessly to the floor. Here's a drive inside, a running one-hander down the lane. No good. That time by Taylor Richards. Bethel in transition, pushing it up from left to right. Here is Matt Schaus with a drive. He had it slapped away, got it back, throws it out here to Zach Miller. Miller will load up the triple and bury the triple. 11-2, 17:06 to go first half. 3 3-point bombs by the Pilots here in the early going.
2 for Miller, that's 6 points.
And with a basketball right side now, Vaden, deep left corner pass now to Keenan Pride. That guy here on the perimeter running one-hander from the left side of the lane. Nice job by Pat Edding that time because Brandon Jones had to change the trajectory of his shot. Here is Benner going coast to coast. Had it slapped away. 3 on O-break. Back the other way. Here's Taylor Richards with an easy basket. It's 11-4 ball game now. Pilots coming from left to right. Landon Booker shovels it over to Benner. Benner to the goal and a foul called. Ooh, great movement by BC right from the get-go.
We're going to thank our friends at Gates. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day by the Gates family with their involvement in the local community. The Gates family has been actively involved in many of our local churches, colleges, and universities. The Gates Automotive Group is family-owned and operated and has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
Ryan Benner, 72% on the season, is able to knock down that free throw. That's his first points of the evening. And at the 16:29 mark, Bethel's lead is at 12-4. And one more for the Mishawaka standout, averaging 19 points, 4.5 rebounds. He's got 2 assists, 2 steals per game. And the second free throw is no good, so 1 of 2 for Ryan Benner. And with the ball, here's Perry Vaden with a drive blocked away by Pat Edding, but the foul's going to be called on Pat. And that'll be 2 free throws for Perry Vaden. Perry Vaden. Mike Lightfoot was very, very concerned about him. He says he can play in this league anytime. Talking about the Crossroads League.
That foul is the first on Edding, first on the team.
Vaden against Holy Cross had 12 rebounds, 15 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block shot in 33 minutes of action. So he can play with the best of them. Second free throw no good, so 1 of 2. That time for Vaden, and now it's a 12-5 Bethel lead as Matt Schaus walks it up over the timeline now. Goes right wing to Edding. Back on the far wing now to Schaus. Lob pass inside. Alley-oop is good. Pat Edding with a little finger roll off the assist from Matt Schaus. Bethel leads at 14-5.
And great job by Edding to change his shot. He was going to go for the dunk and smartly just laid it up.
Here's the ball knocked into the backcourt. Ryan Benner tries to keep it alive, and he lost. And then coming away with it is Brandon Jones of Great Lakes. The Lakes back the other way. Here is a running one-hander in the lane. Travis Smith had just checked into the ballgame. And here is Taylor Richards in the right place at the right time, scoring the layup on the right block. He's got 4 now. Here's Matt Schaus to the goal, and he scores. 16-7 our score. Pilots with the lead. We'll dig in on defense now.
Pilots 6 of 7 from the field, Paul.
Downing, 3-point shot straight on, in and out of the rim, no good. A rebound. And here's a play put up, no good. Schaus taps it out. Vaden missed a gimme inside. Travis Smith. Driving, shooting, scoring. 18-7 and a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for their amazing support here of the Gates Automotive Classic.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World in Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, the Gates dealership has been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you are interested in becoming one of our team members, stop by our family-owned and operated business. For more information on Gates Automotive Group, check out the website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
On the floor for Bethel now will be Zach Miller, Travis Smith, Brandon Gerber, Michael Mislin, and Matt Schaus. And to move from right to left will be Great Lakes Christian. And Perry Vaden to inbound the basketball as the Pilots to show some token pressure. Here's Brandon Jones, one-on-one with Travis. He comes over the timeline here on the left side. Now is in between the rings. Still on the dribble. He drives down, ball is tapped away by Travis Smith. Matt Schaus coming back the other way with the easy layup. 20-7, Matt Schaus with back-to-back field goals, but that was set up by a great tap away that time by Travis Smith.
4 points for Schaus.
With the basketball here on the near side now. Kyle Downing loads up the three-point, or no, they say his foot was on the line. It was 20-9 now. 14:43 to go. Zach Miller, right corner, now to Matt Schaus. Matt goes inside here. Tap pass back to Miz. Miz, right-handed hook. Good. Nice little play there by Miz. And Miz is on the board now for the first time tonight at the 14:29 mark.
Pilots shooting 90% from the field.
Pilots a 22-9 leader now. Here's Perry Vaden, right side on the wing, now to Jones. His shot rattles in and out, no good. And the rebound goes off the fingertips of Taylor Richards, and it'll be Bethel basketball. Timeout for yours truly, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Got my own timeout just for me. We appreciate you joining us here on Regional Radio Sports, 22-9. We'll be back right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back here live from our vantage point. Thanks for being a part of our broadcast here today. I'm Paul Condry, along with Pat Doherty. Tiny Condry on the stats today. 22-9 coming out of that media timeout here. As Caleb Ochin checks into the ballgame now. He throws a pass inside and it's deflected. And a breakout here for Brandon Jones. And Ochin knocks it away. And he's wanting to know why there was no foul call.
Yeah, I believe he went in for a hard foul. I'm surprised there was no call. Either way, it's going to stay Great Lakes ball here on this side of the court, Paul.
Michael Vickers also checked into the ballgame now for Great Lakes. To inbound the basketball out here in the backcourt now is Taylor Richards.
I was surprised that wasn't over and back.
Nope, it was not. Got to have all three. Here's a pass knocked away by Ochin. Ochin back the other way. And a foul call on Kyle Downing, the 6'3 junior from Holland, Michigan.
His first foul, team second.
Bethel to inbound the basketball. The Y-Camp Wackos on the far side, whooping it up over there. First 100 guys and gals in the gym today all got T-shirts. How about that? Nice promotion. Set up by Ryan Lightfoot. Here's Ochin tapping it out here to Brandon Gerber. Some active hands in there by Brandon Jones, Perry Vaden, and Michael Vickers on the perimeter now. To inbound the basketball, Ochin on the far wing now to Travis Smith. He swings it on the right wing now to Matt Schaus. Matt comes back over here to the far side. Back here to the near side. Here's Matt Schaus on the dribble. And a foul called on the hand check by Kyle Downing. And that'll be his second foul.
Yep. Team's third.
And to come into the ball game now will be James Hughes, who hails from the Motor City. Went to Oak Park High School, 6'1 freshman. Here's Matt Schaus, three-point shot on the way on the inbounds. Off the assist from Ochin is good. Matt Schaus now with 7. It's now 25-9. Bethel already with 4 3-point baskets here in the first half of play.
They've yet to miss from downtown.
Vickers goes right side now to Brandon Jones. Back here on the near side to James Hughes. Back out to the point now. Here's Brandon Jones. Crosses over. Double team. Drives down the lane. A shot on the way. Good. And a foul call. We'll see if they're going to count the basket. I'm sure they will.
Foul's going to be on Travis Smith, his first, team second.
So it's 25-11 now with the 13:06 mark. Ryan Benner comes into the ballgame now, and who's coming out? Matt Schaus. Solid first half for Matt Schaus here in the first 7 minutes. Brandon Jones, the right-hander from James Madison High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, completes the old-fashioned three-point play. And now it's a 25-12 ball game. Here's Ochin, right corner now to Travis Smith. Cross court sit now into the corner now to Benner. Ryan Benner on the drive. Jump pass out here to Mislin. Mislin inside of the low post to Benner. Benner with a layup inside. Score it! And a foul call. Nice play with the baby hook by Benner. Pilots lead at 27-12. Ryan Benner now with 3 in the first half of play.
And 1 or 2 at the line here in the early going.
And Ryan Benner, who's 1 of 2 here on the evening, will try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play and pick up his 4th point. Ryan eyes, flies, and knocks it down. Pilots a 28-12 leader here with at the 12:53 mark first half. Here's Michael Vickers angling over here to the center of the floor now, goes right side to James Hughes. Hughes at the top, swings it here to the left side, now to Pride into the deep left corner now. Jump shot from 3 on the way, good for Michael Vickers. 28-15 now, Vickers with the 3 ball. 12:31 to go. First half, Pilots with the ball in a half-court set. Ochin swings it right side now to Benner. Benner with a jump pass over here to Ochin. Now in the corner to Travis Smith. Travis on the dribble, goes back here to Gerber, passes to Mislin. Mislin down the lane, had it packed away. Nice block that time by Michael Vickers. And here's the ball stolen away, Benner. And we got a rugby scrum out there. Benner mixing it up out there with Michael Vickers. And every time I see Ryan Benner going out on that floor, I collectively hold my breath with those that shoulder situation that he ran into. He's such a competitive player. Alternating possession arrow is in favor on the play towards the team from Great Lakes with a basketball. Perry Vaden goes here to the near side, now to Pride. Pride back over to the right wing now to Hughes. Back out to the point, jump shot on the way, good from 19 by Pride, and it's now a 28-17 ball game. Here's Caleb Ochin from the top of the ring, knocking it down. 31-17. Ochin with a 3 ball. That's his first 3 of the ball game. And at the 11:37 mark, Pilots have jumped the lead back to 31-17. Keenan Pride. Back out here to the top now to Hughes. He loads up the 19-footer, no good. Rebound, and ball nearly stolen away nicely that time on the redirect by Perry Vaden.
5 3-pointers in the early going for Bethel.
Mislin to the bench and Pat Edding back in. Tell you what, with Edding and Mislin, it's a great 1-2 punch in the post for the Pilots.
And Gerber as well.
And Ochin will walk it up over the timeline. The talented freshman from Horizon Christian High School. Left side now, Landon Booker. Back here to the top now, Gerber into the right corner to Benner. Ryan, 3-point shot. Karams to the left side now to Gerber. Gerber now to Ochin. Ochin back to Gerber. He loads up the 19-footer off the iron, no good. A rebound called out of there by Perry Vaden of Great Lakes Christian. Up right to left now. Michael Vickers now into the forecourt. Comes out here to the top now to James Hughes. Back over to Vaden. He'll load up the 3 ball. Rebound Karams into the hands of Pat Edding, the Concordia star. Back the other way, Ryan Benner stops, looks for a cutter. Bounce pass here to Gerber. Gerber had it stripped away from behind. Back the other way, and it's tipped into the ball. How about the play by Landon Booker to tap the ball into the forecourt, and his teammate was there to rescue him. Benner, and he is fouled from behind by James Hughes. And with 10:30 to go here in the first 20 minutes, the Pilots a 31-17 advantage. As Brandon Jones will come back into the ballgame, and coming out will be Keenan Pride. Pride, who hails from Bay Minette, Alabama. Here is Ochin knifing through the zone defense. Back over here to Benner. His 3-point shot is off the iron, no good. Tipped by Edding into the hands of Ochin, and he lays it up and in. That play was made by Pat Edding, keeping the ball alive.
5 points for Ochin.
Ball on the near wing, Brandon Jones. Back out to the top now to Vickers. Vickers swings it left side now to David Parks. Parks loads up the triple. These guys are shooting from downtown every time they get an opportunity. Ochin now to Gerber. Down the lane, left-handed layup is no good, but Brandon's going to earn a pair of free ones. Nice play by Brandon to come down the left side of the lane to use the left hand.
That'll be the second foul on Vaden, team 6th. I'd like to think the people at the Gates Automotive Group. Check out the new Gates Automotive Group location on State Road 23 in Granger. Gates of Granger is a full-service body shop for all brands and models with the state-of-the-art base paint and body shop. You can't go wrong when it's time for all your detailing work. At Gates of Granger, you can also see and buy the top 10 models of pre-owned cars, pickups, SUVs, and vans. The Gates Automotive Group celebrating 85 years of integrity.
Gerber knocks down a pair of free throws. So the Pilots, if you're doing it if you're breaking the game into quarters, 35 points in the first 10 minutes. Gee.
They're way on their way to scoring another 100-point game against this Great Lakes Crusader team.
With the basketball, here's the double team. Wasink is in the ball game now for the Pilots. Number 30, also Zach Miller checked back in. Interesting lineup on the floor now. Not a very big unit whatsoever. With the ball here on the near wing now. It's David Parks. Finds the cutter, driving down the lane. Shot no good by James Hughes, but the rebound by Vaden's missed. Tipped out by Wasink, and it's tracked down in the corner by Hughes of Great Lakes. Back out of the perimeter now to David Parks. And he hands it out here and to reset the offense. Brandon Jones from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Swings it right side now to Michael Vickers. Back out to the top of the ring now to Hughes. Back on the right wing now to David Parks. 14 on the shot clock. Parks is giving up the dribble. Goes right side now to Hughes. Inside of the low post to Vaden. Ball deflected by Zach Miller. And with 6 seconds on the shot clock, Great Lakes Christian, the Crusaders, what a great defensive rotation by Bethel on this half-court offense by the Great Lakes Christian Crusaders. And they'll inbound the basketball here to Vickers. He loads up an off-balance air ball. Here's Ryan Benner moving from near to far. Ochen, three-point shot on the way. Good, coming off the dribble. Caleb Ochen knocks down the triple. He's got 8 first-half points, and with 8:52 to go in the half, Bethel balloons the lead to 38-17.
He's coming off an 11-point night last night.
With the ball, Vaden driving from the left side, spins inside the goal. Shot on the way, no good, but a foul call on the Pilots. I believe they're going to call that on Zach Miller.
That'll be Zach Miller's first, team's third.
And the third on the team, and Zach's not buying it. And Zach tells him he called it on the wrong guy.
Yeah, I believe he did too as well, Paul.
So the free throw's in and out, no good. And Zach, to be honest with you, with a 38-17 lead, don't think that's going to be an issue tonight. Right now, Zach's picking up where he left off last night with finding the spot, the sweet spot, if you will. So 1 of 2 on the charity opportunities for the Crusaders. Here is the ball deflected out. Ochen thinking he was going to throw a little tap pass to Ryan Benner. And those are the kind of mistakes that all about timing. Here's Michael Vickers for Great Lakes with a basketball out here in between the rings now in the middle of the floor. Goes now to David Parks, back out to the top, now to Hughes. Hughes, boy, Vaden's calling for it over there on the right wing. They go near side wing now to Vickers. Vickers spins. Nice job by Zach Miller to cut off the dribble drive. Likewise by Booker over there on the right side as Brandon Jones is trying to take him off the dribble. Here's the jump shot. Hey, the bank's open.
I believe you got to call that, don't you, Paul?
So it's going to be a pair. So it's a 38-20 ball game now. 7:59 to go here in the first half. Here's Landon Booker driving down the lane, and a foul whistle that time on Michael Vickers. Boy, and every time Landon hits the floor, I just kind of cringe. So Book will go to the line.
First foul on Vickers, team 7.
Timeout on the floor for yours truly. 38-20. Bethel, 7:54 to go. First half. We'll be right back after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And all was Benjamin Franklin wise. So you actually think electricity can pass through metal? Ha! Ben Franklin, go fly a kite.
Excellent idea. Where are my keys?
Besides the bifocals, Ben invented the Franklin stove,
the
odometer, oh, and the lightning rod. Ingenuity, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Glad you could join us here for the Gates Automotive Classic. I'm Paul Condry along with Pat Doherty, we want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group, including our good friend Bill Gates, who will join us after the team comes out at halftime.
Did you know that the Gates Automotive is the #1 seller of pre-owned vehicles in Michiana? Gates sells more, which means Gates can give you more for your trade-in. Stop by any of the Gates Automotive locations at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
Landon Booker will go to the charity stripe here. Coming out of the timeout, 5 first half points for Book. And the right-hander's free throw is on the way, and it's good. 39-20. Book with the free toss there. 7:54 to go in this first half of play.
6 points for Booker.
And Landon with one more opportunity on the way, and it's perfect again. Pilots by 20, 40-20. They double up here. Great Lakes to move from right to left. Landon will do what he does well, get down in that defensive stance and try to anticipate the pass. Here's the ball at the top of the ring now, Jones. Jones looking for some help, comes over here to the top now to Pride. They'll go to the far wing now to James Hughes. Back out here, three-point bomb by Parks is way off the mark. And Matt Schaus and the Pilots will move from left to right. Here's Ochin, three-point shot on the way left side, good. Caleb Ochin showing his range tonight. Is that his third?
Yeah, he's got three-point buckets, 11 points in the game, tying last night.
And in double digits now is the freshman from Indianapolis, or from McCordsville, I should say. 43-20 BC. Here's Landon Booker with a drive down the lane. Jump pass here to Zach Miller. Zach finds Matt Schaus cutting down the lane. He spins and scores. And what a play by Zach Miller to get it to him to begin with. 45-30. 6:52 to go.
I have 9 points for Matt Schaus here in the early going.
With the basketball now, Vickers hands it off on the right side now to Jones. Back out to the top now to Keenan Pride. Pride looking for some help. He'll settle for the three. His shot is no good. Here's Schaus up the left side now to Booker. Booker to the goal. He missed it. Tipped up by Wassink. And once again, that fence over there falling down. Here's a drive down the left side of the lane and a score. Brandon Jones scores, making it a 45-22 ball game. Yep, coming back the other way come the Crusaders. Back here to the top now. Here's Vickers. 45-22 our score. Favor of the Pilots. Top of the ring now, Hughes on the dribble with the left hand. Goes left side now to Jones. Back here to Pride. He drives down the lane and scores. 45-24 with 5:49 to go.
6 points for Pride.
As Matt Schaus will walk it up. Directs traffic with the right hand, goes to Booker on the left wing. Booker on the far wing, now comes back to Matt here at the top. Back to Booker on the far wing, now to Ochin. They're trying to get a steal. Here's a pass inside now to Schaus to Wassink. He scores and he has fouled. Nice play that time by all three parties. Ran a little triangle offense on the far side to perfection. 47-24 Pilots.
Great pass by the freshman Ochin to Schaus. An even better pass by Schaus down to Wassink.
Wassink will go to the charity stripe. So far on the season, perfecto. The 4 for 4 there. As checking into the contest now is Jared Mott. Also back on the floor is Travis Smith. This may be the smallest lineup the Pilots can. Well, unless Booker was out there. Right now, this may be this as the old-fashioned three-point play is good. This may be one of the smallest lineups the Pilots could put out there figuratively. 5:27 to go, 48-24 in favor of the homestanding Pilots. Here's Vickers handing it off here to the left side now to Kyle Downing. Inside of the low post, here's a drive down the left side of the lane and a score for Taylor Richards. 48-26 now. Bethel with the ball in a half-court set. Matt Schaus comes over here to Mott. Mott drives, right-handed shot, good. Mott's on the score sheet for the first time tonight. And with 4:57 to go, as Jared Mott scores his 8th point of the season now. Here's a steal by Wassink on the perimeter. Over to Schaus. Schaus to the goal with the left hand, and he scores. 52-26.
11 points for Schaus, and 11 Pilots have scored here in the first half, Paul.
Back over here to the near side. Jump shot on the way by Baden. No good. Rebound comes out in here to Downing. Downing with a running one-hander down the lane. Throws up a prayer. No good. Wasink grabs the rebound. Ryan goes up the left sideline now here to Matty Schaus. Matt goes at the Miller. He loads up the three. In and out. No good. Rebound ripped out of there by Michael Vickers of Great Lakes Christian. Vickers goes right side now to Taylor Richards. Now here, 15-foot shot right side. No good. And a foul whistled as Hughes missed the shot. The Bethel volleyball team playing next door in the Goodman, the number 1 seed in the Crossroads League tournament. They are down to 4 teams. And the opposite side of the bracket, Indiana Wesleyan is playing Taylor tonight. Bethel is playing Grace. Grace is the number 5 seed. The Lady Pilots won the first game of the Crossroads League volleyball tournament by a score of 25-23. So thanks to Seth Zartman for bringing over the volleyball score. He's doing double duty tonight, managing the Goodman and managing the White Camp in the Gates Gym. Amazing night for the Bethel baseball skipper. First free throw was no good from Hughes. Second one was a brick as well, and Gerber grabs the rebound. Up here to Ochin. Ochin, right side pass now to Schaus. Waits for a cutter, and he traveled with the basketball. Matt with an unforced error that time. Got a little anxious that time. 7 turnovers on the Pilots in the first 16 minutes of the ball game. Pilots come in averaging 15.5. With the ball moving from right to left is Michael Vickers, guarded by Ochin. Goes right side now to Latino Clark. He goes to the high post now. Nice play by Jared Mott to anticipate the pass. Ill-advised pass by Latino Clark. Way too much spacing. The ball needs to be. Here's a pass inside now to Richards. He drives this side. Mott missed it. He comes away with a block, but then on the fouling play, a foul called on the Pilots. And Brandon Gerber out there telling his teammates what they need to get done out there.
No foul. Brandon Gerber came behind, but clean block by Gerber.
With a basketball here on the right side now, it's Downing. Downing spins, looks for some help, comes back to the right side now to Vaden. Perry Vaden. Back out here to the point where he hands it off here on the near side to Michael Vickers. Vickers goes now to Vaden. They're setting a little clear out. He lobs in the side, stolen by Gerber. Gerber now to Matt Schaus. Matt pushing it up, driving, shooting, and they're going to call an illegal screen. Or they got to call the basket. Which one are they going to call?
They're going to call the basket.
They could have gone either way. 54-26. I didn't know if Gerber was moving through the right side of the lane that time.
Well, and more importantly, that's the 3rd foul on Kyle Downing, team's 8th.
3:30 to go here in this first half of play. Matt Schaus with a solid first 20 minutes of play. He's got 13 first half points. And the junior from Centerville High School. So the official talking over here with the head coach, John Piercefield. Matt Schaus' free throw is on the way. Good. Completes the old-fashioned three-point play. And Bethel leads at 55-26. And from right to left here is Perry Vaden. Vaden over the timeline now into the forecourt. Goes left side now to Kyle Downing. Downing goes inside of the low post now to Richards. Richards goes to the goal, and he traveled with a basketball. And if you're thinking about traveling, call Cardinal Bus, the official travel partner of the Pilots. Call them 800-348-7487. 3:15 to go, first half. Bethel, a 55-26 leader. Pilots will be back in action on Saturday, 3 o'clock against Mike McBride's Holy Cross Saints. Ochin on the near wing. Goes now to Matt Schaus. Matt, wrap around here to the right corner to Benner. His three-point shot is nothing but the bottom of the net. 58-26 BC. Benner with 7 first half points. Brandon Jones. Cross-court pass now to Kyle Downing. Downing now here at the top, around the back dribble, guarded by Benner. Gives it up here on the left side now to David Parks, where he hands that on the perimeter now to Brandon Jones. Jones on the near side wing. Into the low post now to the big man Richards. And he's double teamed, but a foul called on the Pilots. Whistle that one on Ryan Benner. And coming into the ballgame for the first time tonight, 7-foot sophomore Keith Cochran.
That's Benner's first foul, team's 5th.
So Keith Cochran, I believe I could say this with conviction, his first action in the first half of a varsity game. Ball inbounded here. Is a jump shot by Downing from the left corner. Tipped up and in by Baden. Somebody missed the box out inside. 58-28. 4 points now for Baden. 2:25 to go. Schaus, three-point shot, top of the ring, no good. Rebound coming out of nowhere was Ochin. Ochin, boy, what a heady player he is. Now into the corner now. Here's Benner, now here to Gerber. Gerber back in and out, goes back to Benner. Benner for three, bingo. 61-28, Ryan Benner with back-to-back three bombs. He has got 10 first half points. 2:01 to go in a half. Bethel is 61-28 leader. Top of the ring now. James Hughes one-on-one with Benner. Going to the right side now to David Parks. Now inside to the free throw line area, and a foul whistled on Cochran.
Keith Cochran, his first, team sixth.
And that'll send Taylor Richards. Taylor Richards, who did his prep work at Comstock Parks High School. He's a 6'4", 230-pound junior, averaged right around 9 points a game. And number 32, Eyes, flies and knocks it down. 61-29, 147 to go first half.
6 points for Richard.
One more opportunity as Richards with the long pause. Free throw is off the iron, no good, and it ricochets out here long to Perry Baden. Baden had a bad step. Knocked away by Matt Schaus. 2-on-1 break. Matt left side to Ochin. Lays it up and in. Matt Schaus with a picturesque pass now to Ochin. Ochin with a career high night here at the 134 mark with 13 first half points. Top of the ring now here. James Hughes. Goes right side now to going to the low post now here to David Parks. Parks leans. Shot from the right block is good. 63-31 as Parks scores at the 115 mark. Here is Gerber. Tap pass out to Ochin. He loads up the triple and knocks it down. 66-31.
Ochin 6 of 6 from the field, 4 3-pointers in the first half.
What a great shooting night for him. Here's Kyle Downing here on the near side wing. Pilots a 66-31 leader here. Under a minute to go in the first half. 3-point bomb near side. Good for Kyle Downing. 66-34 now. As the three goes at the 41-second mark. Here's Cochran. Jump pass out here to Schaus. Cross-courts it to Benner. Benner loads up the three. Off the iron, no good. Rebound. Ripped out of there by James Hughes of Great Lakes Christian. Here's Perry Baden at the top of the ring now. Playing for the final shot of the half. What a great first half for Horizon Christian product, Caleb Ochin. Back left side now. Goes inside of the low post now to Hughes. Hughes, baseline shot, is off the rim with 8 seconds to go, and then a foul called on the Bethel Pilots, I believe. Or are they going to call it on Taylor Richards? So it's going to be on Richards. And that will send Keith Cochran to the line with 7 seconds to go.
That's the second foul on Taylor Richards. Team's 10th, Paul.
And with 7.1 to go, Keith Cochran, an opportunity. He's 0 for 2 on the season to pick up his first varsity point here. The lanky right-hander's free throw is off the rim to go. They'll have one more. 0 for 3 now on the campaign. He is wiping his hands off. I think he's nervous out there. So the big fella came into the ballgame with 3 rebounds. His second free throw is good. So his first varsity point comes with 7 seconds to go. Here's a jump shot from 18 right side off the inner iron. No good. And 20 minutes are in the books here from our broadcast location at the Gates Gymnasium. Our score, Bethel 67, Great Lakes Christian 34. We'll be back with our halftime particulars right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
He wanted to be known for doing his best.
Sure right.
His best made him Major League Baseball's most valuable player.
Strike two.
He played in 6 World Series and was elected to the Hall of Fame. Although an honest man, he was best at stealing home. But the best quality of Jackie Robinson's life was his character. So here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Thanks for passing it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Hi again.
Hi again. Paul Condry here with you, ladies and gentlemen. Glad that you can join us. Gates Automotive Classic here tonight from our broadcast location. Appreciate you being a part of it. How about the first half for Caleb Ochin? Career high, 16 points. Pretty special first half. As a matter of fact, the Pilots with 10, count them, 10 three-point shots have twinkled the twine here in our first half of play. And make no mistake about that, another 4 or 5, and they're going to be into the Bethel College yearbook. And that'll keep Andrew Bowen very, very busy, having to do a little updating with the record book right there. 67-34 has been all Bethel right from the get-go. Keep in mind, we talked about this from the top of the show, as the Pilots have been absolutely dominant in this series. Both times they have played the Crusaders, they have put themselves over the century mark. Taking a look at our first half team numbers. Great Lakes Christian, 14 of 40 from the field, 35%, 2 of 12 from three-point range, 4 of 9 at the charity stripe. Bethel College was 24 of 34 from the field, 70%. Pilots were an eye-popping 66% from beyond the arc, 10 of 15. Pilots at the line, 9 of 11, 81%. Pilots in the first half had 21 rebounds. The Great Lakes Christian Crusaders had 19. 10 fouls for Great Lakes, 6 for the Pilots. Pilots had 18 helpers in the first half. Folks, let's put this in perspective. Bethel averages 15 assists per ball game. They had 18 in the first half. Once again, we're going to have to check the record book on that one. If that continues, that is going to be an unbelievable statistic to talk about in the postgame show. 3 assists for a Great Lakes Christian. Great Lakes ended up with 9 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 3 steals. The Pilots ended up with 6 turnovers, 3 block shots, and 6 steals. Let's go over to Pat Doherty with our first half individual numbers. Pat?
We'll start for the Great Lakes Christian Crusaders. Perry Vaden, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from long range, 2 of 4 at the charity stripe. He had 6 rebounds, 4 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Brandon Jones, 3 of 9 from the field, 0 for 3 from long range, 1 of 1 at the charity stripe. He had 7 points and a blocked shot. Keenan Pride was 3 of 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from long range. He did have a rebound to go along with 6 points, an assist, and 2 steals. Taylor Richards, 3 of 7 from the field. He was 1 of 2 at the charity stripe, 4 rebounds, 7 points in the first half. Kyle Downing, 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from long range. He had a rebound and 5 points. Latino Clark played just under a minute in the first half. Michael Vickers, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from long range. He had 2 rebounds, 3 points and a block shot. David Parks, 1 of 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from long range. He had a rebound and 2 points. Jamie Hughes was 0 for 3 from the field. He was 0 for 2 at the charity stripe. He did have 3 rebounds and 1 assist in the first half. For the Bethel College Pilots, Landon Booker, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from long range. He also hit both his free throws in the first half, 7 points, 2 assists. Matt Schaus, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from long range. He was 1 of 1 at the charity stripe. He had 4 rebounds and 14 points to go along with 8 assists and 2 steals, closely on his way to a double-double. Zach Miller, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 3 from long range. He had 6 points and 2 assists. Ryan Benner, 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from long range, 2 of 3 at the charity stripe, 6 rebounds, 10 points, 1 assist, and a block shot to go along with 2 steals. Pat Edding, 1 of 1 from the field. He had 2 points and a rebound. Jared Mott, 1 of 1 from the field, 2 points. Travis Smith was 1 of 1 from the field. He had 2 points as well. Caleb Ochin, the freshman, 6 of 6 from the field. Paul, 4 of 4 from long range. He had 4 rebounds to go along with 16 points, an assist, a block shot, and a steal for the freshman. Brandon Gerber, 0 for 1 from the field. He did hit 2 free throws. He had 2 rebounds, 2 points, 2 assists, and a block shot. Michael Mislin was 1 of 2 from the field. He had 2 points and an assist. Ryan Wasink, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 1 at the charity stripe. 1 rebound, 3 points, and 1 assist to go along with the steal. And Keith Cochran got him for 2.5 minutes, and he was 1 of 2 at the charity stripe for 1 point.
Every Pilot has scored who wears a jersey tonight, folks, in this first half. Pilots, the 67-34 leader here at the break. We'll be back with more of our continuing coverage of the Gates Automotive Classic, the 15th annual, and we'll visit with the guy, I believe, who put it all together. Bill Gates is going to be our halftime guest, going to be coming up here momentarily. Once again, 67-34 BC at the break. We'll be right back after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
It's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Brooke Ellison is a surprising person.
When I was 11 years old, I was hit by a car and no one expected me to live.
She surprised people by living.
I've been paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator since that time.
And she surprised them by going to college.
Tomorrow, I will graduate from Harvard.
Determination. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
You get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the car guard raise the American flag, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Palka knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Back live to our broadcast location. I'm Paul Condry along with Pat Doherty. Tiny Condry with all the details. Brad Breakley doing a spectacular job running the show from the top up there. The Crossroads League, certainly everybody talking about that around the hot stove league, if you will, of college hoops. The NAIA's premier basketball conference. Taking a look at what is going on this weekend. Some neat games on tap, Pat.
Well, tomorrow on Friday, Grace will be at Wilberforce, Indiana Wesleyan at Cornerstone, Goshen at Calumet College of St. Joseph, Concordia at St. Francis, Lindsey Wilson at Taylor, Great Lakes Christian at Huntington, Aquinas at Spring Arbor, and Marion at Holy Cross.
the last two halves of basketball, including the second half of a game last night where the Pilots scored 55 points, and of course the first half here today where they were able to put 67 on the scoreboard. That's 120 points in the last two halves of basketball. So what can you say about this Bethel team offensively? They are in one of those zones right now, shooting, and give them all the credit in the world. And as Pat alluded to, we saw Zach Miller. We were here to set up about 4:30 to get everything ready to give you the video cast here today, getting all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And make no mistake about it, when Zach Miller, who was coming off a career high, he was in a position to shoot free throws, shoot jump shots. He was ready to do all that here. We're going to hear some thoughts here momentarily from Bill Gates is going to join us here at our broadcast location here at Center Court. We'll do that here momentarily, but we thank you for joining us here from our broadcast location. Pilots a commanding 67-34 lead here at the intermission. And looking ahead, the Pilots will be in action on Saturday with a matinee game against Holy Cross, Mike McBride's club, picking up their first win just a couple days ago, and I'm glad to see that they were getting into play here. And we're going to welcome in one of my dearest friends in all the world. Bill, camera straight ahead there, buddy. First of all, thanks for being here today, and congratulations to you guys and putting together all the time, effort, resources to put this gym together, the Gates Classic. This is the most generous family I've ever been around in my entire life. I know as fans of Bethel basketball, what your family has done over the years is amazing, and I know that's part of your mission and the way you guys have run your business.
Yeah, we really have enjoyed it. It's a privilege for our company to be involved in Bethel basketball and in Bethel College for 30 years now. It's we've always taught our employees and our people to give back to the community, and that's what we want to do here at Bethel.
Well, not only are you actively involved in a wide variety of dynamics in the local community, but you're an avid basketball fan. I know that you, when you're away with your wife, even you guys live part-time in Hawaii now that you're physically retired, you guys listen to the games, do all kinds of stuff. So give us an idea when you're watching the games in Hawaii. What time are the games? If we have a 7 o'clock game here, what time are you watching the Pilots play in Hawaii?
Well, it's about 2 in the afternoon there. So
matinee.
Yeah. So after the game, instead of having the game over at night, you've got the whole afternoon and evening ahead of you. So it's great.
Well, give us an idea on some of the amazing things that you guys got going on at Gates. All the wide variety of locations you guys have got. What's the newest thing that you can tell us about Gates Automotive Group?
Yeah, the newest thing, it's just been here for 6 months at our Granger facility. We call it Gates at Granger up on 23 near the railroad tracks. And we've got a full facility there of service, body shop, and used cars. So we have a great selection of cars and convenient. We feel like it's a great place in town. A lot of traffic passes by, so if you haven't seen it, come out to Gates at Granger.
All right, final question, Bill. I know that you're an assistant coach tonight. What'd you tell the guys at halftime, Coach?
I kind of asked the coaches with 67-34 lead, what do you complain about? What do you work on? But as typical Bethel basketball and Coach Lightfoot, they found plenty of things to work on for the second half. So
10 three-pointers, yeah. And as a matter of fact, the last two halves, 120 points have been put up on the board here in the Gates Gym.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, we really took it from the second half of last night and continued that momentum. So
thanks for all you do, buddy. We love you, man.
You're welcome.
Once again, Bill Gates, one of the greatest people I've ever encountered in my life. We're going to go on over here to Pat, and he's going to tell you all about our friends at the Gates Automotive Group who do so many great things, not only for the Bethel family, but here for our local community. Bill Gates.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World in Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion in South Bend, Gates Ireland Road and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, the Gates dealership has been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you are interested in becoming one of the team members, stop by our family-owned and operated business. For more information on the Gates Automotive Group, check out the website at www.gatesautomotive.com. www.gatesautomotive.com. And Paul, one of the things I was scrambling over here at halftime, according to online at DAC Stats, which has been a great way for us to get statistics, at halftime, Zach Miller moves into the all-time leader in Bethel history of three-point percentage at 47% at the half.
All right, the Pilots will move from right to left here in the second 20. They'll have the starters on the floor, and the persons of Booker, Schaus, Miller, Benner, and Edding. Pilots decked out white shorts, white jerseys with the blue trim. Booker comes out here to the top, swings it right side now to Zach Miller. Miller loads up the triple, and guess what? It's good. Zach Miller, knock it down.
9 points for him, 3 of 4 from the field.
70-34 on the floor for Great Lakes. It'll be Perry Vaden along with Brandon Jones, Kyle Downing, Taylor Richards, and also on the floor will be Keenan Pride. Pride with the basketball. Jump pass over here to the near side to Jones, inside of the low post now to Richards. Back into the corner, 3-point shot on the way. Or was it 2? I guess it was a 3-point shot from the corner that time.
Zach Miller just knocked down another 3-point shot, his 4th of the ball game.
Miller in fuego, ladies and gentlemen, here. 18:58 to go. Here, top of the ring now. Kyle Downing, one-on-one against Benner. Jump pass here to the left side. 17-footer on the way by Pride. No good. Tipped up, no good. Rebound, Benner tracks it down. And now into the hands of Landon Booker. Booker streaks up the right side, goes to Miller. 3-point shot on the way, no good. Edding tips it around, and it's finally into the hands of Taylor Richards. Back over here, left side now. Here's Kyle Downing into the corner. Here's Vaden. Vaden inside. Shot is an air ball. And Pat Edding just hit upside the noggin that time. And to the floor he goes hard.
It's going to be the third foul, on Richards. First of the second half for Great Lakes.
Funny thing going on here. Brandon Jones was complaining to the official about Landon Booker. And from right to left, here come the Bethel Pilots, Matt Schaus. Matt here at the top. Stops, goes inside to the low post. Here to Miller. Miller was posted up on the left block that time, and a picturesque pass by the former Centerville quarterback. Went it right on the money. The foul whistled against the Crusaders. That's their second of the half.
And more importantly,
the 4th of the ball game on Taylor Richards.
Yep. Both the fouls here in the second half are his.
Volleyball score, game number 2. The Pilots, a 25-23 win over Grace. So they're up 2-0 going into the third game. Are the Pilots going to get out the brooms? That is the question. As David Parks comes into the ball game now, as Taylor Richards will grab some pine to my immediate right. 13 points for Zach Miller, coming off a spectacular night last night with a pair in the books. Now it's a 75-37 ball game. With the ball here on the right side in front of my vantage point, Brandon Jones. As the officials are going to talk it over. I don't know what the call was. It a shot clock situation?
I'm not quite sure, but the coach was all over it.
We want Michael Mizzen getting ready to check in at the next dead ball opportunity.
Yeah, they're going to change the shot clock to 26 seconds, Paul.
All right, so 26 seconds as it is. All right, so 18:02 on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock, and to inbound the basketball in front of my vantage point will be Brandon Jones. Jones to trigger it here. Now goes to Perry Vaden. Perry, cross court sitting now to Keenan Pride. Pride, one-on-one with Schaus at the point. Loads up the 19-footer off the iron. No good. Ryan Benner the rebound. Benner up court quickly to Schaus. Pass inside to Edding. Edding down the lane and he scores. What a pass by Matt Schaus. My, oh my, was that picturesque. 77-37. What a pass by Matt Schaus. Ladies and gentlemen, that was threaded through 3 defenders.
It's like a shovel pass. You can tell he worked on that as a quarterback. That was perfect.
17:41 to go. You are listening to the 15th Annual Gates Automotive Classic.
The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen in action each day as the Gates family is involved in the local community. The Gates family has been actively involved with many of our local churches, colleges, and universities. The Gates Automotive Group is family-owned and operated and has been serving Michiana for 85 years.
Pilots a 40-point advantage with 17:41 to go here in regulation. Miller, Schaus, Mislin, Edding, and Benner. It's a pretty big lineup on the floor for the Pilots right now. We won't see that combination too many times, I'm guessing. Yeah, well, you got both of the bigs in there at the same time, and Mike Lightfoot trying to try out some new looks this time. As they'll move Benner out here on the perimeter now. Really with two forwards, and if you want to call Benner a forward, go with 3 forwards and 2 guards, whatever you want to call it. With the ball here at the top of the ring now. Jones, jump pass to Vaden. His 19-footer is good. 77-39, Vaden at the 17-17 mark. He's got 6 points. Ball here's Pat Edding over here. They're setting up an alley-oop here now. Here's a lob inside to Edding, and there's the dunk! Matt Schaus with the picturesque alley-oop pass, and P.O. flushes it. 79-39 BC.
Here's a tip away by Benner. Great defense.
And a great play over there by the Y-Camp Wackos, because Ryan Benner was getting ready to go into the crowd over there and could have awkwardly landed into the bleachers, and the Wackos with a save. Ball on the near side, Perry Vaden. Back out here to the top now to Kyle Downey. Back here to the right side now to Pride. And a foul whistled on Brandon Gerb. So Perry Vaden to inbound the basketball right in front of my vantage point.
That's Gerber's first foul, team's first.
The Milwaukee product, 6'2", 180, a junior. Inbounds it now here to Jones. Jones on the dribble. Looking for some help. Cross-court pass now to David Parks. Back out here to the top now to Pride. Pride goes left side now to Downing. Back out to the point to Pride right side. They'll get her over here to Jones. Jones hedges off a screen. Goes back here to Jones. Jones back out to the point now to Downing. Jump pass tipped away by Brandon Gerber. Gerber with a great hustle play. A great hustle play by Brandon Gerber. He was diving on the floor. I know you could have never seen that from our vantage point. But as he was diving out of bounds, he knocked it off a defender, and it went out of bounds.
That's a great hustle play by Gerber. Great.
The Pilots a 40-point lead, and Brandon Gerber's diving on the floor for loose balls. You tell me he doesn't want this. Here's a pass inside to Gerbs. Gerbs to the goal, and he scores. Another picturesque pass by Matt Schaus. 81-39.
4 points for Gerber.
And I believe that's 3 assists already for Matt Schaus. That should put him in double digits. Here's Vaden in the deep left corner. Back out here on the far side wing is Jones. Jones on the dribble, hands it to Vaden in the corner. Vaden comes over here to the right side, now to Pride. Now into the corner now to Downing. Back quickly on the far wing to Jones. 3-point shot on the far wing by Parks, no good. And here's Matt Schaus leading the breakout. Number 20 over the dime line. Hands it off to Miller. Back to Schaus in the corner. Shovels it to the elbow to Mislin, deflected into the hands of Gerber. Back to Miller. He loads up the 3 and buries the 3. 84-39. Zach Miller, another spectacular shooting performance tonight.
He's got 5 3-pointers, Paul. 3 in the second half.
With the ball in the deep left corner, Perry Vaden comes back out here to the top now to Pride. Back to Vaden on the far wing. Top of the circle pass now to Jones, now on the right wing. 3-point bomb on the way, deflected. Off Downing, and Vaden with the follow, no good, and Matt Schaus the rebound. Up court quickly now, and a ball stolen away. And back the other way here, it's a 2-on-1 break, and here's a foul call on Matt Schaus. Matt tried to throw the skinny post that time to Patrick Edding, and substitutions. Timeout on the floor, yours truly. 84-39 Bethel, 14:50 to go in the ballgame. We'll be back right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. but they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Back live to our broadcast location at the Gates Gym. Condrey, Doherty, and Condrey. Brad Brinkley's taking care of all the details upstairs. Great job, Bradley, as always. Pat, some observations.
Well, Paul, if you didn't know the score right now, you would not know it's a 45-point lead for the Pilots. The way they're playing defense, you would think this is a one-point game. You talk about Brandon Gerber diving on the floor, the way they're switching, rotation on the outside perimeter, really contesting about every single shot. And then on offense, they're keeping the pressure on. They're trying to score every time they get the ball. There is no taking off for this Bethel Pilot team.
Brandon Jones to inbound to the left of the lane. Comes out here, and it was deflected off of Gerber. And the ball is finally corralled by the Crusaders. Ball on the near wing now. Kyle Downey hands it off now here to Michael Vickers. Cross court sitting out of Jones. Deep left corner to Vaden. Perry looking things over. Stops, comes back out to the point now to Jones. Jones hedges off a screen, loads up the 17-footer straight on, and knocks it down. 84-41. Here's Zach Miller. Pass inside to Mislin. Mislin down the lane, and he scores off the assist from Zach Miller. 14-17 to go in the ballgame. Michael Vickers in between the rings. Now comes out to the point. Now to Vaden. Ball's deflected. Is stolen by Travis Smith. Smith bounced past to Miller, and he was fouled, taking it to the rack. Travis and Zach Miller on the breakout. Pilots with the 2-on-1.
That foul's going to be on Vickers, his second, team's third.
The Great Lakes Christian with losses to Indiana University Northwest 71-68 in overtime. Were pummeled by Grace 100-58, and a loss to Holy Cross 71-51. Holy Cross, ironically, will be in action here tomorrow as they'll be taking on Marian University. And then they'll be in action on Saturday as Zach Miller is able to convert 2 free throws. It's now 88-41.
19 points for Miller.
Ball on the near side wing now. Vickers looking for some help. Double team, comes to the right elbow now to Vaden, now into the corner, now Parks. Parks back out here to the top, now to Vickers. Back to Jones, swings it right side, now to Downing. Downing looking, hawked out there by the Pest. Downing, 14 on the shot clock. Going left side now to Vickers. Back out to the top to Jones. Jones reverses it back to the left side to Vaden. Back in the corner now. 3-point shot on the way, no good on the offering that time by Vickers. And Ryan Wasink the rebound for Bethel. Ochin in the ballgame now. Ochin, left side now to Smith, inside now to Gerber. Gerber looks for some help, comes back to Travis. Travis jump pass out to Ochin. His 3-point shot is in and out, no good. Rebound kept alive by Wasink. Back over here to Ochin. Ochin diving on the floor for loose ball, but a great tip that time to keep it alive. 13-12 to go in the ballgame. Pilots running away and hiding. 88-41. And you can get excited. Here's the deflection by Ochin and a steal. 2-on-2 break. Travis Smith driving, shooting, tipped up by Mislin is no good, and the ball's Karam's out here. And it's corralled by Wasink. Now to Ochin, into the corner to Travis. Smith jump pass out here to Wasink. He loads up the triple. In and out, no good. Gerber the rebound. Back out to Ochin. Ochin wrap around to the low post. Here is Mislin with the double down, and he is fouled inside. Whistled that one against Brandon Jones, the 6-foot freshman from Milwaukee. And with 12:46 to go in the ballgame, Jones will come out of the contest now, and here's a lob pass inside to Wasik, and he had it slapped away on the double down that time by Downing, but the Pilots keeping alive. Over here to Travis Smith, and Travis knocks down the 3-point bomb. Travis with a pair of threes tonight, and it's now 91-41. Travis with 5. Ball at the top of the ring now. Vickers goes right side to Downing. Now in the deep right corner now to Parks. Back over here to the top to Vickers. Into the left side now. Here's a drive down the lane. Here's Vaden to score inside, and he was fouled. Nice dish that time by James Hughes.
Vaden's got 8 in the game, 4 in the first and 4 here in the second.
91-43 in favor of Bethel with 12-12 to go. 8 points for their leading scorer, Perry Vaden. He averages 15 points and 10 rebounds. Vaden, the right-hander from Milwaukee, eyes, flies, and completes the old-fashioned three-point play. 91-44. Here's the ball in the low post. Ott goes inside, a no-look pass here to Mislin, and Michael scores inside from the right block. 93-44. Michael Mislin with 6 now. Ball on the far wing now. James Hughes now into the right corner to Downing, to Vaden. Oh, and Vaden missed a wide open layup. Here's Michael Mislin bringing it up. Oh, he traveled with a basketball.
Yeah, he was calling for Travis Smith to come back. Kind of got caught in that no man's land.
And to inbound the basketball right in front of our vantage point will be Michael Vickers. Vickers here on the right wing goes into the corner now to Downing. Ball knocked away by Mislin, but Vaden tracks it down. Downing, 14-foot baseline shot, caroms into the hands of Caleb Ogen. And Ogen will push it up. Caleb on the right-hand dribble. Left side now to Ryan Wastink. Wastink with the runner, and he traveled, but no call. And that will be a foul called on the Crusaders.
That foul's going to be on Vaden, his 3rd, team's 5th.
Wastink on the season, I think he's 5 for 5, if my numbers are right. He's 1 for 1 tonight. And there's his first miss of his career right there. 5 of 6, broadcaster's curse. Happens every time. Mislin comes out of the ballgame now, and Gerbs comes back in. Brandon Gerber, who's had an outstanding ballgame here tonight. So Wastink with another opportunity here at the 11:23 mark to pad the Bethel advantage, and he missed a pair. And there's the ball deflected out of bounds. And it went off the Crusaders. Substitutions. Perry Vaden checks out of the contest now for the Crusaders. And checking into the contest now is Keenan Pride. There's the jump shot from 3 by Ochen. It's good. 96-44.
I have 5 3-pointers for Ochen here in the ballgame.
That's 14 by my count. That's getting real close to the record book. Here is Jared Mott, fouled here in the backcourt by James Hughes. And the Pilots to inbound the basketball. Caleb Ochen to my immediate right will go into the backcourt here too. So they're putting Caleb at the point now.
Paul, that ties top 5. That's 15 3-pointers for the Pilots here in the ballgame.
Here's Travis Smith with the ball on the right wing now. Cross-court pass now on the bounce to Wastink. Inside now on the deflection to Ochen. He loads up the triple from the right corner. No good. Rebound comes into the hands of Taylor Richards. Up the left side of the floor, here's James Hughes. Hughes backs it out of harm's way. And comes over here to the right side now to Downing. Downing on the drive, goes to Hughes. Deflects into the hands of Pride. And Pride will reset the offense on the left side now. Michael Vickers. Vickers, right side pass on the wing now to Hughes. Inside of the low post now to Taylor Richards. Richards drives with the left hand, and he scores. Nice little soft left-handed hook. 96-46. 10-16 to go. Wastink, right-handed shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Ott powers to the goal, and he scores. Jared Ott, he's got 4 now, and at the 10:06 mark, the Pilots are 98-46 leaders.
That's 4 points for Mott.
Ball on the right wing, Keenan Pride. Back out to the top now to Detroit product James Hughes. Hughes goes right side now to Michael Vickers. Vickers hails from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Went to Troy Athens High School. Now at the top now, Michael Vickers. Goes left side on the wing now to Hughes. Hughes, 4 on the shot clock. Swings it right side now. Vickers loads up the triple off the iron. No good. Redirects out here. Vickers tracks it down. Back into the corner now. Here's Downing running one-hander on the right sideline. No good. He got it back and he laid it up and in. Good persistency that time by Kyle Downing. 98-48. 9:17 to go. Here is Wasting. Three-point shot on the right corner. No good. Travis Smith hits the deck hard on the rebound as he had his feet cut out from underneath him, and underneath the floor is a Crusader.
It's going to be Michael Vickers. I believe that's going to be
Vickers. During the process of boxing him out, undercut him a little bit, and Travis Smith, when he came down, landed on him.
That's the third foul on Vickers, 7th on the team.
Vickers looking at his coach in disbelief, and Travis Smith to go to the line. Smith has improved his free throw shooting dramatically. 11 of 14, and once again there was the broadcaster's curse. Now 11 of 15. And here's the ball kicked away by Caleb Ochin, showing it to Corey Crawford over there.
Kick save and a beauty.
As Downing to inbound the basketball on the far side. Comes over here to the near side now to Vickers. Vickers back to the top now to James Hughes. Now to Kyle Downing. Back into the right wing now to Vickers. Vickers looking for some help. Goes to the top now. Downing, three-point shot. Karams to the right side where it's grabbed by Richards, and the ball's deflected. It's going by Ott. Now to Travis Smith. Smith on the near wing. Bounce pass to Ochin. Ochin drives inside, and he's hammered inside.
That's going to be another foul on Michael Vickers, his 4th, team's 8th.
So too, Pat Henning is going to check in at the next dead ball. And at the line will be Ochin. The southpaw delivers the free throw. 99-48.
Paul, that's 20 points for the freshman now.
Will join us on the postgame show. And one more for the southpaw. Eyes, flies, got it to go. 100-48 Bethel. 8:39 to go. Up the right sideline now, Michael Vickers. Going on the right side now to Keenan Pride. Back to Vickers. Vickers in the land of the big and tall. Here's a drive inside, shot no good. On the offering that time by Taylor Richards. Here comes Smith. Travis, jump pass to Ochin. Three on the way, off the iron, no good. Tracked down by Brandon Gerber, and then a foul call on Brandon Gerber.
A forearm shiver.
Absolutely, the forearm
Brandon
shiver.
Gerber. I love the play, hustling down the ball, but a little bit too aggressive, Paul.
Now that would be 2 minutes in the sin bin for Brandon if he was going to go there. I'll tell you what, he plays hard every time he's on the floor.
Love it, man.
Absolutely. There's not a, what a dynamic personality. And from what, if you talk to the guys on the team, one of the most beloved teammates they've ever had. Here's a pass into the low post. Tracked down by Richards, but what a great play on the double down by Brandon Gerber again. Now in the ballgame, Nathan Shelton, a 5'8 sophomore from Greenfield, Indiana. His first action of the night. Keenan Pride goes to Shelton, ball kick, save, and a beauty again. All right. They reset the shot clock, and that was down to 3. 7:45 in the game clock. Pilots run away and high. And a timeout on the floor. 7:45 to go in the ballgame. Pilots 100. The guests 48. We'll be right back after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never try are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Back live at the Gates Gymnasium, Paul Condry, Pat Doherty, Tony Condry, and Brad Brinkley running the show, folks. He is the QB. Uninjured up there. No sore shoulder or broken collarbone. He is the man in charge. Make no mistake about it. Great work by Brad. Glad to have him a part of us, this award-winning team here. Back to live action. Three-point bomb on the right side is an air ball by Nathan Shelton. And here come the Pilots, Ochin. On the floor, it's Ochin Gerber, along with Travis Smith, Jarrett Mott, and also here's a lob inside now. And Travis Smith was trying to go to Brandon Gerber for the Slammerooski, and that one was way off the mark.
Hey, Paul, that 100 points for the Pilots is the third time in as many games against this Great Lakes team.
And Great Lakes to move it from left to right now, Michael Vickers. Now in the contest, J.J. Turner, a 5'8 freshman from Sexton High School in Lansing, Michigan. He is wearing jersey number 44. With the ball here at the top now, Keenan Pry goes now to right side now to Shelton. Back on the corner now to Turner. Turner comes back here to Shelton. Shelton to the left side now to Pride. Bouncing out here to the right side. 5 on the shot clock. Jump shot from 14, good. From Michael Vickers, 100 to 50. 6:39 to go in the ballgame. Pilots with the ball in a half-court set now. Here's Patrick getting free throw line. Jump pass now to Ochin. Now back to O. Pat drives inside. Nice job defensively. Mott comes away with it. He goes back to Pat. Pat to the goal. He powers inside for the deuce. 102 to 50. Pat with 8. 6:16 to go.
6 in the second half.
Here's Michael Vickers over the timeline now to Turner. Turner comes back out to the top now to Pride. Now he's in between the rings now. Goes left side now to Shelton. And he'll finally hand it off over there now to Vickers. 5:58 to go in the ballgame. Pilots a 102-50 leader. Here's the ball at the top of the circle now to Pride. Pride goes right side now to Vickers. Vickers looking for some help. Goes into the corner now. Shelton, he'll load up the triple, and he knocks it down. Much better offering than the last time, where it was an air ball. It's 102 to 53. Good offensive set that time by Great Lakes Christian.
3 points for Shelton.
Jared Mott over here in the near corner. Comes back out now to Travis Smith. Smith surveys the situation. Bounce pass to the right corner to Gerbs. Gerbs looking for some help. Cross court sitting out to Ochin. He'll load up the tray. Off the iron, no good. Rebound. Up court quickly on the break. Got 2-on-1 if they hurry. Here is a drive down the right side of the lane. A score and a foul call. Nicely done by Keenan Pride coming down the right side of the lane. And the foul will be called on the Bethel guard, Travis Smith. So it's 102 to 55.
Paul, they're actually going to get Ochin with that foul, his first.
Keith Cochran checks into the ball game now, and Pat Edding will get a blow. And Ryan Wasink, a very young group on the floor for the Bethel Pilots. The only one with any noticeable minutes was Travis Smith a year ago. Travis, of course, a year ago, played in 34 games. Here's Cochran. The free throw was good, by the way. Old-fashioned three-point play. 102 to 56. Travis, left side now here to Caleb Ochin. Back out to Travis on the right wing. Right corner to Wasink. Inside of the low post to Cochran. Turns, shoots, and bang! And knocks down the jump shot. His first field goal as a Pilot. He's got a career high of 3 tonight. 104 to 56.
Nice touch on that shot, too.
And here's the steal. Mott up court quickly to Travis Smith. Travis to the goal. Missed it. Wasink is there with a follow. And the layup on the right hand on the left side. 106-56. 4:30 to go.
5 points for Wasink.
Top of the ring now, Pride. He'll hold it out here. Guarded by Wasink, who's got that wide wingspan. Goes inside of the low post. Nice play that time by Jared Mott on the defensive rotation. Didn't allow Taylor Richards any room to go. So a sound defensive effort there. 4:16 to go. Pilots a 106-56 leader. And to inbound the basketball, deflected by Mott, and into the hands of who? The Pilots. Caleb Ochen tracks it down in that far corner. Caleb over the timeline now. Bounce pass here to the right side to Mott, and he scores. 108-56. Mott with 6 points now. And from left to right now come the Great Lakes Christian Crusaders. Here's Travis Smith with the steal, the drive, the shot, and the score, and a foul call. 110-56. As Latino Clark just checked back into the ball game now. Also checked in as nope. And Travis Smith will go to the charity stripe.
He's got 7 points in the ball game.
Solid effort by Travis. Again tonight. The right-hander's free throw is off the rim. And Jared Mott with a great hustle play, diving on the floor for the loose ball. One thing about this Pilot group, they've been diving on the floor for loose balls all night, regardless of the 110-56 score. Jared Mott's career high is 8. And here is a timeout, Great Lakes Christian. 3:39 to go, 110-56. It's a teachable moment for John Piercefield. We'll be right back after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Back live here for the final 3:39. Ochen, Wasink, Cochran, Smith, and Jared Mott on the hardwoods for the Bethel Pilots here. It's a fun weekend here on campus in Mishawaka. Volleyball team in action. As a matter of fact, that game must have just ended because we have fans coming on over. The volleyball team was in action against 5th-seeded Grace. The Pilots, the #1 seed in the volleyball tournament series in the Crossroads League. Out here on the perimeter now, Nathan Shelton of Great Lakes goes right side now to J.J. Turner. Back out to the point now to James Hughes. Hughes through the leg dribble, swings it left side on the wing now to Latino Clark. Now they'll reset the offense at the top in the person of James Hughes. Hughes one-on-one with Wasink, crosses over, pull up 17-footer straight on. Wasink deflects it, but right into the hands of Hughes, and then the shot was packed away. Here's Smith back the other way for the Pilots. Throws it up here. They're throwing an alley-oop, I believe, and here's Jared Mott with another great hustle play. Wasink over here to Ochen. Ochen goes into the corner now. Mott back out here to Ochen. Ochen thinks about the tray. Goes now to Mott. His 14-foot baseline shot is good. 112-56. And that marks a career high, or ties a career high for Jared Mott. 2:40 to go in the ball game. Pilots a 112-56 leader. Ball on the far wing now. J.J. Turner had a ball deflected, and Mott with the steal. Jared throws the ball here, saved by Cochran, deflected around, and back here to Ochen. Ochen with the drive, and he scores. 114-56 BC. Ochen, a career high 23. Back out here to the top now, Latino Clark. Back over here on the left side now, J.J. Turner. Swings it to Hughes on the right wing, crosses over, goes to the far side now to Clark. Back out to the point now to Nathan Shelton. Shelton crosses over, drives down the left sideline. He hands it off in the corner now to Hughes. Hughes running one-hander as the shot clock is winding down. And a foul whistled on the Pilots with 1:48 to go.
I'll tell you what, I like the defensive pressure this group is giving out on the court. Even with the lead, they're still working. That foul is going to be on Jared Mott, his first, team 6th.
And Ochin will visit with him on the postgame show. Free throw's good. 114 to 57. The Lady Pilots win the semifinal matchup against the Grace. They'll advance to the championship game. They win this one 25 to 17. So a solid effort.
And Hughes will knock down both of those free throws.
114 to 58. Here's Mott with the ball, had it knocked away, but he tracks it back down on the direction. Over here to the left side now to Ochin. Ochin thinks about it, comes back to Travis at the top, back to Wasink. Wasink right wing. 90 seconds to go in the ballgame. Ochin bounce pass to Travis Smith. He loads up the 26-footer, no good. Cochran the rebound. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound tipped up and around. Cochran grabs it. He's hammered to the goal. He scores! Keith Cochran with the foul and the goal. 116-58 BC. Keith Cochran with a career high five. A high five for number 50. They're trying to make it 6 with the old-fashioned three-point play with a $1:19 to go. Number 50, eyes, flies, knocks it down. The big man delivers. 117 to 58. Great Lakes basketball half-court set Latino cart. The Detroit product goes inside to the free throw line now to Parks. Back out here on the right wing now to Hughes. Hughes backs it out of harm's way. Goes left side now to Shelton. Shelton double teamed over here. Goes now to Parks, foul line extended left. Now comes back out here, drive inside, running one-hander, scoop shot underneath. Rebound, Jared Mott. Caleb Ochin pushing the ball up here, under $1 to go. Left side now, Wasink. To Travis Smith, running one-hander from the left block. Scores, and he is fouled. 119 to 58.
9 points for Travis Smith.
And he'll try to go double digits here. Every Pilot that has put a jersey on today has scored. Matter of fact, scored in the first half as Travis knocks down the old-fashioned three-point play. 120 to 58. So the Pilots with a back-to-back old-fashioned trays. And the final potential possession of the game here now for Great Lakes Christian. The Crusaders are going to fall to 0-4 on the season. There's the ball on the right side now to Hughes. Cross court sitting now here to Shelton. Shelton now on the left wing now to Latino Clark. Clark hawked out there by Wasink. Jump pass to Hughes on the far wing. Taps it over here to Parks into the right corner. Shelton loads up the triple. High off the iron. Wasink the rebound. Wasink goes over here to Travis Smith. And he hands it. He was going to hand it to the official. And then he knocks down a three. So Clark knocks down to 3, 120 to 61 is the final score. The Pilots win the ball game going away. An impressive performance by the Pilots here today as they come in here and knock it down. Big win for the Pilots here today. We'll get some thoughts here from Caleb Ochin once they get through the line. The Pilots impressive, Pat, with this one. They did everything right here today. All right. Glad you can join us here on the post-game show. Caleb Ochin, who went to Horizon Christian Fellowship at Horizon Christian High School in Indianapolis. My good friend Mike Slack is the principal there.
Yeah.
One of my dearest friends of all time. And he told me that you can play a little hoop. He was right.
I don't know. I try.
Come on, man. How about the career high? What did we have you with, 23? Is that what it was?
Something like that,
Something
man.
like that.
Shots fall tonight.
Well, they were, but they were fouling last night, too. So tell us a little bit about the transition from high school. You know, a lot of people who are following high school basketball in Indiana, you know, it's all about the IHSA tournament because that's what Indiana is. But you guys play some pretty good ball in the Christian tournament circles, don't you?
We do. We play a little bit. Dave Jamerson, he was all-time league scorer at Ohio University. He coaches Traders Point. So there's a handful of teams that we compete with. We try to get the big schools on our schedule, or we did, but you know, it's a lose-lose for them. So
well, no question about it. So give us an idea on making the transition in here to Bethel. And Mike told me, you know, throughout the course of our pregame interviews, Caleb, that you know, you've kind of been in there and thrown into a position because of some injuries to Jordan Kuhn. They moved you up the pecking order, so you've taken advantage of those.
Yeah, it was a bummer for Smooth to go down. It really was. He's a good ball player, but when he broke his back and found out he was going to redshirt, Coach came to me and he said, the door's been opened. So, you know, it's just more motivation for me to just step up and do whatever Coach wants me to do, honestly. I mean, I'm here just to do whatever he wants.
You know what's impressive is the fact is that, you know, you got 120 points on the board and people are diving on the floor for loose balls.
Yeah.
That's what Bethel basketball is.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we play from start to finish. I mean, we play for the fans. I mean, last night we were 1 point away from 88, and, you know, it's all about just playing hard to the final whistle blows.
Well, congratulations. We're glad you can have you on the post-game show. Once again, an outstanding performance by the freshman from McCordsville. And once again, we're broadcasting live here tonight from Bethel College. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back, and Pat Doherty's got all the details. Brad will take a timeout, and we'll be back at you right here. Pilots Way to going away here on Regional Radio Sports.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible, and today the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Every day, the men and women.
Bethel with 31 assists tonight. For the ninth time in school's history, the Pilots have reached the 120 victory plateau. What a sensational team effort today by the Pilots. And how about the performance by Caleb Ochin? We talked about that, but you can't go wrong when you look at the double-double handed out by Matt Schaus today. 14 points, 13 helpers tonight.
That's a career high for Matt Schaus, and assists. His career best before tonight was 12.
Taking a look at our team numbers, Great Lakes Christian 24 of 68 from the field. That's 35%. 5 of 22 from downtown, 22%. They ended up 8 of 13 at the charity stripe, 61%. 16 offensive, 15 defensive, 31 total rebounds for the Great Lakes Christian Crusaders. They ended up with 19 fouls, 8 assists, 18 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 5 steals. Now, if you look at Bethel's numbers, Pilots 44 of 67, 65% from the field, 15 of 28 from downtown, solid 53% from beyond the arc, and 17 of 23 at the charity stripe for Bethel in the ballgame. Pilots ended up with 12 offensive caroms, 31 defensive caroms for a 43 mark. They out-rebounded their opponents tonight, 43-31. 12 personal fouls, 31 assists, 11 turnovers, 4 block shots, and 15 steals for the Pilots. We'll get some thoughts here from Tony Natale as we'll have him come in here. And Coach, first of all, thanks for taking time to come out and give us an idea on this performance by everybody. Everybody's diving on the floor for loose balls, Tony, with a 60-point lead. To me, that's all about attitude, and that's all about sending a message to what the basketball program at Bethel is all about.
Yeah, we met today and just met as a staff and just talked about things that we need to get better at. One of them we felt we need to get better at right away was just our grit and getting after people. And no matter what the scoreboard says, first opening tip, down 10, up 10, didn't make any difference. And I felt like we did that tonight.
Oh, boy, Caleb Ochin. Boy, I tell you what, can he light it up out there, picking up where Zach left off. Zach, another nice performance. We'll talk about those guys. But I want to talk about the quarterback tonight. 13 helpers, a career high, in addition to that 14 points. Tell it, it was like watching Aaron Rodgers in his prime dissecting defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, he did a great job of just making people better on the floor. And that's something that we talked about. That's something we talked about last night. He needs to make people better on the floor. And he did that tonight. And his points come on top of that. But that's not something he focuses on and getting assists. That's good to see.
You know, this is a game that where everybody scores, everybody walks away happy because you had some playing time, especially some of the young kids that I thought, especially here in the last few minutes of the ball game, where you had a very unique lineup on the floor, and Keith Cochran with a career-high 5 points today, a guy who hasn't had a lot of reps, but then it's important for his confidence, it's important for team chemistry that these guys get some action in a game like this.
No, they work so hard in practice every day, and this is where it pays off. So it's just good to see them come out and all the fruits of their labor start to pay off. We're going to need them down the road.
All right, now Holy Cross coming up on Saturday matinee ball game, and once again Mike McBride's kids handily beat this basketball team. But you know that Mike's going to make some adjustments, as you could expect. He's one of your boys. Mm-hmm. Give us an idea on what you can expect from Holy Cross the second time around.
Mike does a great job, and he does a great job as a coach, and they're fundamentally sound, and been out to watch us last night, so I expect him to make some changes, and we just got to take care of ourselves. We know their tendencies and what they do, but we got to take care of ourselves, and we have to continue to get better tomorrow in practice, and that needs to go over into the game Saturday.
Congratulations on the win, buddy.
Thanks,
Good
buddy.
one tonight here. Pilots are improved to 5-0 on the campaign. The number 9 team in the country with a winner going away. Let's go over to Pat Doherty for our final individual numbers. Pat.
We'll start with Great Lakes Christian. Perry Vaden, 3 of 10 from the field, 0 for 2 from long range, 3 of 5 at the line, 7 rebounds, 9 points, an assist, and a steal. Brandon Jones tonight, 5 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from long range. Perfect 1 of 1 at the charity stripe. He finished with 12 points to lead the Crusaders along with an assist. Keenan Pride tonight, 4 of 7 from the field, 0 for 1 from long range. He had his only free throw attempt, 2 rebounds, 9 points, and 2 steals. Taylor Richards was 4 of 9 from the field, and he was 1 of 2 at the charity stripe, 8 rebounds, 9 points, and an assist. Kyle Downing, 3 of 12 from the field, 1 of 5 from long range. He had 2 rebounds to go along with 7 points and 1 steal. Latino Clark was 1 of 1 from the field, that being a 3-pointer for 3 points on the night and a steal. Michael Vickers, 2 of 5 from the field. He was 1 of 3 from long range. He had 3 rebounds to go along with 5 points and 2 assists. Nathan Shelton tonight, 1 of 3 from the field, 1 of 3 from long range. He finished with 3 points. David Parks, 1 of 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from long range. He finished with 2 points. James Hughes, 0 for 5 from the field. He was 2 of 4 at the charity stripe for 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And J.J. Turner, 0 for 1 from the field. If you look at the Bethel College Pilots tonight, Landon Booker, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from long range. He was 2 of 2 at the charity stripe, finished with 7 points and 2 assists. Matt Schaus moves into a tie for fourth place all-time with 10 other Pilots tonight with 13 assists to go along with that. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from long range, 1 of 1 at the charity stripe. He had 6 rebounds to go along with those 14 points, 13 assists, and 2 steals for a double-double. Zach Miller, 5 of 7 from the field, 5 of 7 from long range. A perfect 4 of 4 at the charity stripe. He had 19 points and 3 assists. Ryan Benner, 3 of 7 from the field. He was 2 of 5 from long range, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. He had 8 rebounds and 10 points, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Pat Edding, 4 of 5 from the field. He finished with 8 points and 2 rebounds. Jared Mott, 4 of 4 from the field. He finished with 8 points and 3 rebounds. Travis Smith was 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from long range, 1 of 3 at the charity stripe tonight. He had 1 rebound, 10 points, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Caleb Ochin, the freshman, 8 of 12 from the field, 5 of 9 from long range, 2 of 2 at the charity stripe, 6 rebounds, 23 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. A little bit of everything for the freshman. Brandon Gerber was 1 of 2 from the field. He finished with 4 points as he was 2 of 2 at the charity stripe. Michael Mislin, 3 of 4 from the field. He finished with 6 points and an assist. Ryan Wasink was 2 of 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from long range, 1 of 3 from the charity stripe, 6 rebounds, 5 points, and 3 assists. Keith Cochran, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 3 at the charity stripe, finished with 6 points and 2 rebounds. Paul Condry for the Bethel College Pilots.
Pilots put 5 young men in double figures. Career highs for Matt Schaus on the assist department. And for the 9th time in school's history, the Pilots have reached the 120-point plateau. There you go. Pilots improved to 5-0. Great Lakes Christian falls to 0-4. Once again, thanks to Robbie Lightfoot, along with Mike Lightfoot, for joining us here during the broadcast. Likewise to Bill Gates. A spectacular opportunity to visit with him here today. Thanks to Caleb Ochin for talking with us here on the postgame show. That's going to do it here from the Gates Gymnasium at the Y Camp Athletic Center. Once again, Pilots improved to 5-0 on the campaign. Great Lakes drops to 0-3. We'll be back with you again on Saturday with a matinee game at 3 o'clock. Join us 2:30 with the pregame show for Pat Doherty, Kindy Connery, Brad Brinkley. Spectacular work again by the big man upstairs. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.